Hi guys, it's Lenora and I'm currently with Jason Leach, who is the historian at the Old Trafford Museum. Jason, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Oh wow, I've been at Manchester United for 20 years. Before that I was obviously a fan. I live very, very close to Old Trafford. And I think I've got the greatest job in the world, working for Manchester United.
And over here, what we have, the reason why I'm speaking to Jason is because we actually have 10 memorabilia that's been flown from Manchester United all the way down to Malaysia. Can you tell us about the 10 items that we have here?
The Manchester United Museum is one of the biggest football museums in the world, and we generally don't let our precious items out, but because of this wonderful new partnership between Malaysian Airlines and Manchester United, the museum have granted us permission, and some of these items that we're going to see now are very rare. Some of them are very, very expensive as well.
I gotta ask, like, overall, everything that is here in this circle, what's the worth of it?
Well, there's an old cliche, you can't put a price on it. It's priceless, because to some Manchester United fans, they would pay whatever it takes to get their hands on Wayne Rooney's boots, or an England cap from the 1950s, or in that case over there, which we'll see in a short while, the Champions League medal. So very, very special items.
Okay, enough chat on it. Let's go see the items itself. Let's talk about this item here. Tell me a little about the Henningberg jersey. Why is this one here?
So Henning came to Manchester United from Norway. He's a Norwegian player, defender. He'd arrived at United just a couple of years before this, and he was one of the players that was integral in the squad that won the treble. This shirt here is a Champions League shirt, but that season, 98-99, when United won the treble, we played fantastic football. This is Henningberg's shirt from the actual Champions League final when we played against Bayern Munich. We won the game 2-1, but going into injury time, Bayern Munich was still winning 1-0, and the United scored 2 goals in injury time, so it's become one of the most iconic Champions League finals of all time.
I'm assuming this has been washed.
No.
So wait, that little speck, brown speck, that could
highly
be
likely, yeah.
Wow. So that was really from the moment that you guys got
well,
the
once
win
we
for
get
that.
them in the museum, we just wrap them up and we leave them. We don't wash them, because that will obviously degrade them. So there we are.
Let's talk about Wayne Rooney's boots.
What can you say about Wayne Rooney? So when Wayne broke through in the Everton team, he was just a teenager and he was already a phenomenon. Sir Alex Ferguson always knew a great bargain when he saw one, and he snapped Rooney up as soon as he'd seen him play, really. Came to Manchester United and won pretty much everything. And these boots are from season 07-08. That season, United and Wayne won the league title and we won the Champions League. Great season. Up front with Wayne that season was Carlos Tevez and Cristiano Ronaldo. What a deadly strike force they were.
These look almost mint condition. How many times did he wear these boots?
So they were probably worn maybe 3 or 4 times, and then they were handed to us in the museum, and they've been locked up ever since.
What about these gloves?
Peter Schmeichel, I think he was the best goalkeeper of his generation, easily. You could argue he was one of the best goalkeepers of all time. Came from Denmark. He was a European champion with Denmark in 1992. And at United, again, won pretty much everything. His final season for the club was the season when we won the treble. And his final game for Manchester United was the Champions League final. So you could say it was poetic justice that he went out with 3 trophies, and he was the first goalkeeper to win the treble. So from his point of view, personal accolades and team accolades, he was a great goalkeeper.
When was this glove given to the museum?
So we're not quite sure of the year of this. That's why we've not put a year on it, because Schmeichel's gloves at the time all look fairly similar. I'm going to say these were late 90s, probably 96, 97, 98 maybe.
Do you think it was during the treble time?
I'm not going to say yes to that, but definitely late 90s. Yeah.
You've been keeping it very well, because we can see
they're just starting to degrade. You can see that now. So I would say this might be the last time that they leave the museum, because we need to protect them. So when we get back to Manchester, they may well go in an airtight container.
The big one here, the most valuable item. Let's talk about the Champions League medal.
Yeah, I think this has probably gained most interest since we've been at the exhibition, really. Champions League medals are hard to come by. You've got to be in a great team to win one. And it's not often that these medals get released from the museum. Again, because we've got such a special event, that's why we've done that. And 2008, so this is the team that featured Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Giggs, Scholes, Wes Brown, Edwin van der Sar in goal. Patrice Evra was in that team as well. A brilliant United team. They won the league, they won the Champions League, and they were also very close to winning the FA Cup. They got knocked out by 1 goal in the quarter-final, which it's quite sad really, because they were the better team that day, but they were very, very close to winning another treble.
Roughly in value, since it's real gold, what is it?
For me, it's priceless. It's a Champions League medal.
That, yes, I know.
So even if you had if that was just like a gold, a gold bracelet or something, or a gold watch or something like that, you could maybe give it some value. But it's a Champions League winners medal, so it then depends who wants to buy it. So if it went up for auction, there's the value of the gold, and then there's the value to someone who wants to collect Manchester United medals. So it's how far you want to go. You know.
Very priceless and probably invaluable.
Yeah, I would say so.
Take me through Cristiano Ronaldo's jersey with the big 700.
Wow, what can you say about Cristiano? I think he's easily one of the best players of all time. He sits alongside Pele, Messi, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona without any problem whatsoever. He's still playing today, he's still scoring goals. When he played for United in his second spell, he reached the total of 700 career goals. And Manchester United in the first team presented with this shirt. Cristiano signed it, it went into the museum, and it's never been out since. It's out today, so we're very lucky in Malaysia to be able to see this.
Wow, so this is the first time it has been out of the museum?
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, this actually belongs to Cristiano. It's his shirt that was presented to him, so at some point he'll probably ask for it back.
I was going to say, will he ever wish for it back?
Maybe, yeah, if he wants to, it's his shirt. But for now, it belongs to us at the club.
Well, I think you can never take away the fact that he scored 700 goals. That is his.
Well, that was
alone.
then. He's got more career goals now because he's still playing. So I think the total now is probably 750, around about.
Man,
crazy, isn't it?
There's no stopping that, man. 1956, tell me about this cap.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about the Champions League medal being maybe one of the most expensive items. I think this is easily the rarest item. So this belonged to Roger Byrne, who was the Manchester United captain. He played for the great Busby Babes team. He was presented with this when he played for his country, England, against Denmark in 1956. It's super rare. The condition of it is mint condition, but that's
really
only
good.
because the guys in the museum have looked after it. Again, this is an item that would very, very rarely leave the museum, so we're very lucky to have it in Malaysia. I think it's fantastic, and for people to see this, with it being so old, it's like over 70 years old, you know.
You were saying that every time when they play in that period, they would get the cap, right?
Yeah, so if you made an appearance for your country, England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, etc., you would get presented with a cap. As you can see, that's got the English Lions on there. Every time Roger or Bobby Charlton or Wayne Rooney would play for England, you get an international cap, international appearance, and this is what they look like. Now, in the modern day game, I think they've changed the rules. I think it's now 10 appearances gets you 1 cap, but back then in the 50s, 1 appearance, 1 cap.
You just look on the detail of
It's brilliant,
the
isn't
cap.
it?
Yeah, really brilliant. One of the most influential people for the club, Sir Alex Ferguson. Tell me about this jersey.
Well, this is one of the most recent things that we brought with us. This is only from around about 11 years ago. This was Sir Alex's training top during the 2012-2013 season. That was his last season as manager of United. It was also the last time United won a league title, so it's something that the club needs to address. Listen, he was the greatest manager of all time. He's the godfather, really. And you've got to say that the amount of trophies that he won, 38 in 26 years, that's clearly more than a trophy every season, which is a staggering achievement. He's a great man. He's still at the football club now. He's a director. You will see him at most games. And when he sees the players that used to play for him, it's great to see them embraced and talk about the old days. He's a wonderful, wonderful man.
I have to say that it's amazing how the glue on the sticker for the logo and everything else is still perfect.
Yeah.
For 11 years old.
Like I say, this is fairly recent. It's another item that's probably never been washed. So when it goes back into the museum, it'll get folded correctly, placed away from sunlight, and then we'll hide it away. Unless, of course, we've got it on display in the museum when we've got something specific to show, but then it might only appear in the museum for maybe a few months, and then it'll go away again. But we're very, very careful with everything, whether it's something that's 10 years old or something that's 70 years old.
let's talk about the final item here in the 10 memorabilia you brought to Malaysia.
So these are all programs. Paper is quite difficult to look after because it's easily damaged. So that one, obviously from 1999, that's a Champions League final. It's the most recent. We've got that in like a plastic sleeve. The one from 1977, it's a little bit worn now. I would say that should go in a plastic sleeve when we get it back.
Yeah.
This one, however, we've got a couple of these. So the one that's come out is an original, but the one that's back in the museum is in better condition. However, they're all in great condition for paper programs. They all signify finals that were very important that we won. Final in '68 when we beat Benfica. That one in Liverpool, when we beat Liverpool in 1977 for the FA Cup, and then of course playing against Bayern Munich in 1999 for the European Cup.
That pretty much wraps up all the 10 memorabilia that has been brought from Manchester United's Old Trafford Museum here to Malaysia. Jason, thank you so much, and
it's been a pleasure.
Again, very good grip. That was the first thing I said. Always a handshake is very important for first impressions. I shall see you in Manchester. So like,
I hope so.
What is your plan? Like, how long do you think you're going to be with Manchester United?
This has been a fantastic trip, but it's been a very ambitious project really to bring everything over from Manchester, from Old Trafford, to set this up. We came with Patrice, we came with Wes. Obviously this was under wraps until day one of the event. I've got to say it's been a massive success, the whole thing, the announcement, the interest from people. I've met so many Manchester United fans. It's been a great experience. So for us now, it's a case of getting home safely, and then planning for the next home game, which is always a big occasion at Old Trafford. Get these items back in the museum, and then look forward to a great relationship with Malaysia Airlines.
Wonderful. And now we have an internal banter of where like he's trying to win me back as a full-fledged United fan. So I am now at 95%.
95.
That's all I'm going to say.
Now, I was hoping that when we got to this point, you would have said 100%.
Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that?
So if I could find something to push you over the edge, how about a nice Manchester United keychain?
Okay, it's now 95.5%.
Trying hard, yeah. I'm working hard. I thought I was pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, it's like, get me a flight. Then we're at full on 100. Thank you, Jason.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thank you.